Hey guys, it's Miki ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Tsukishima Kei ex-listener. This is part 4 in the Kiss series, and I don't have anything else to say, so let's just get right on into the video. God, you are so annoying, thought Kei Tsukishima as he had caught your gaze and scowled. You scowled right back before returning to the conversation that you were having with the other managers from the summer training camp. You helped manage a team from Shinzen High, and all the girls from the Kanto training group seemed to get along well. They had accepted the Kurasuno managers without a problem, and had spent a lot of time hanging out as a group. The managers often turned up in the same places as Kurasuno, between and after matches at the Tokyo Nationals. That, combined with the training camp in the summer and a few other practice matches, he had a lot of chances to bicker with you several times over the years. Somehow, the two of you always seemed to end up standing away from everyone else, letting each other know exactly how obnoxious the other one could be, trying to one-up each other with better taunts until one of you usually gave in. Usually, though, the bantering would only end if one of your friends, or Yamaguchi or Sawamura, came and literally pulled the two of you away from each other to make one of you go to bed or to get on the bus. Suki found the way you were laughing with your friends tonight at the party extremely annoying. He knew this wasn't how you usually acted, or at least, not with him. With you, it was all half-hearted insults, vying for the last words, snarky remarks, and a vicious attitude. He much preferred that side of you than the sweet, amiable one that everyone else got from you. You were nice, that much was true, but that feisty trick of yours, that was fun. You didn't let him rile you up though, and you could hang just as long as setting windy comebacks. You could hang out with him as long as you were sending witty comebacks straight at him, pretending as if he had provoked you. He never had that with a girl before, so far in his experiences, they usually accused him of being a jerk, not a wholly unfair assessment, and avoided him after that. But you seemed to like it, finding it just as hilarious and entertaining as Tsukishima himself did. He was about to walk over to you and start up some banter when Kuro and Bokuto made their way over to you in the group of girls that you were with, placing both of their arms on your shoulders. Gross, he thought, as he watched them begin to flirt with you. He noticed how you were looking in his direction while you laughed, and he scrunched up his nose as if he'd smelled something terrible. You rolled your eyes and turned around to face the boys that were now with you. So annoying, he thought again, walking over to the direction of the snack bar to get himself a drink. True, it just so happened that he was facing the same direction that you had just turned, but that was a coincidence. He was just thirsty. Standing at the end of the bar, he took a sip and watched you over the rim of his cup. You really seemed to be enjoying yourself. You did know these people better than him, after all. He liked the sly smirk that you had reserved only for him. Now you were giggling at whatever moronic joke the Tokyo captains had just made. Probably something lewd. Idiots. He had rolled his eyes, and then they had caught yours, glancing up at his way. Furrowing his brow again, he scowled at you just like he found the whole side of you disgusting. You were quick to match his sour face, before politely excusing yourself and making your way over to where he was standing. Tsukishima felt a little proud of himself for provoking you and couldn't help but smile slightly into his cup. When you were finally standing beside him, he made a note that you looked actually angry, instead of just irritated like the face that you normally made when you were around him. He made another note that he should probably try to avoid this in the future. "Do you have a problem or something?" he snarled, just above a whisper. "Quit staring at me." Scoffing, he retorted quietly, "As if I'd have a reason to look at your obnoxious face. Get over yourself." He was feeling better already. You were annoyed, but at least your attention was off the other boys and was focused on him. "Wait, what?" "Get over myself?" he exclaimed, much louder than a whisper. Then, noticing heads whipping towards the two of you, you lowered your voice once more, but not your ire. "Myself? Are you kidding me right now? Look, I don't mind playing your little games of hurling out sarcastic and snippy little comments, but that's just because it's fun for me. I get it's your thing or whatever, but don't tell me to get over myself when you clearly are trying to interrupt the fun I'm having with someone else. It's not my problem that you can't even manage to take 5 minutes out of your time to be nice to other people." What is there to be nice about? No one asked you to come over here. Never mind that he had been aiming for this specific outcome. You fawning all over those two mouth breathers just made you look so pathetic, but I'm the one accused of having the problem. He flinched a little as the sentence flew out of his mouth, but not entirely sure why. Tsukishima could see how tightly you were gritting your teeth, and it made him actually uneasy. He had seen that look on many people's face before. He was excellent at getting that reaction out of people, but you had never given him that look. Part of the reason he found you so interesting was because he never seemed to be able to get under your skin, but apparently what he had just said was too far. He didn't often wish to take back his harsh words, but in this moment he did. Still speaking softly, he hissed, "You can be a real dick, can't you? If you wanted me to spend time with you, you could have just asked like any normal person, Tsukishima. Don't go whining now or throwing out insults because you're jealous over another boy taking interest in me." Jealous? Jealous? He asked incredulously, but he couldn't expound upon the thought, as you had already stormed across the dance hall back to your friends. What the hell was that supposed to mean, he thought to himself. There was no way he could be jealous, and he wasn't about to let you get away with such a claim. Sulking over to your little group, he had grabbed you by the wrist and began pulling you out of the ballroom and into the lobby. He had barely noticed you asking what he was doing. He was too busy planning on giving you a piece of his mind. Jealous? It was ridiculous. Why would you even say that? Why would he even care if Kuro or Bogoto or anyone had interest in you? The idea was so foreign that he was actually having difficulty sorting it out. Like he cared if someone wanted to spend all their time being annoying with you, or arguing with you, or staring at you. So what if someone wanted to tell you how much they liked your hair or the way your clothes fit? It wasn't that he thought no one should be allowed to tell you these things, like how beautiful your eyes were when they had that intense fire and focused. That would be insane. He was sure that he couldn't be feeling jealousy, but he did think that someone should be able to tell you these things. But the idea that it would be him he was sure that he couldn't be feeling jealousy because he did think someone should be able to tell you these things. But the idea he thought of made him do something so But the idea that he had thought it should be him to do so was so laughable. It was preposterous. The idea that he would be jealous if someone were to have the courage to be in a confession to him was absolutely absurd, but absolutely true. He halted, looking intently into your eyes for a moment that were round with confusion. Lips parted in exasperation, and he felt a sudden urge to kiss you. Practically throwing your wrist to the side, he turned away and faced the wall, groaning, "Ugh, you're so freaking annoying." Running your hand over your face, you grumbled, "I could say the same for you, but I'm afraid that would be a vast understatement." This was getting to be a little too much for you, not the bickering. You rather enjoyed having someone to share this side of yourself with. It was letting Tsukishima try to sort out himself that he liked you. That was the part that was getting tiresome. It was obvious to everyone, except Tsuki, it would seem. Even you had realized that eventually, after a couple of months of arguing, it gave way to a terribly strong crush on your end, which resulted in you pouting over the fact that the object of your desire had such a hard head and never would see you the way that you saw him. The other managers had mentioned it to Kyoko and Yachi, the Crossnow managers, and they had taken it upon themselves to do a little investigating. They returned, convincing you that the boy definitely had some sort of feelings towards you, as he had never seemed to stop talking about you, and if they casually mentioned your name to him. Of course, they also agreed with you that there was little chance that he would come to that conclusion on his own, given how stubborn he can be. Now, here you were, at the end of the huge party, and waiting for a moment. You actually thought that he had figured it out. You even thought briefly that he was going to kiss you. Instead, Tsukishima was now facing a wall, fist clenched at his side, muttering about how something was ridiculous, in the tip of his ear a bright crimson red. Wait, what? You looked a little more carefully, and sure enough, next to the blonde curls and glasses frames, the red seemed to stand out loudly, impossible to miss. He was embarrassed and hiding his face. Could that mean that he finally realized that he wanted to do more with you than just sarcastic banter? "What are you doing, Four Eyes?" you asked him tentatively, using the language he obviously felt more secure using. "Just," he shouted, before returning to a calmer tone, "leave me alone for a while. You're bothering me, like always." "Like always? I'm not the one who grabbed you by the wrist and dragged you all the way out here alone in the lobby." "I know," Tsukishima exclaimed, still facing the wall, "but you are the one who got me so frustrated and confused in the first place." "What is that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. I don't know. I realized." He stopped himself with a growl. "I don't think it's a good idea for us to hang out alone anymore." "Why not?" you exclaimed. This wasn't exactly the response that you were expecting. He was silent for a while, back of his hand covering his mouth. Finally, he shook his head. "It doesn't matter. If this is how you wanted things, then fine." Clicking your tongue, you turned away. I'm going back to the party. Let me know if you find the balls to finally decide to stop beating around the bush. You had only taken a few steps away when he asked, "What's the point?" Turning around, you saw that he was facing you again, but his head was still towards the ground. He continued, What good is it if I tell you what I'm thinking about? If you want me to say it, then fine. You're just gonna laugh at me and tell me what a jerk I've been. And I already know that. I like acting this way. It keeps people from getting too close. I don't have to put an effort to that stupid stuff. I'm confused. Were you gonna tell me something or not? And what does this have to do with us hanging out together anyways? If you think I don't know that you like being sarcastic because it provides you more space with people. If you think that I don't know you like being a sarcastic ass because you don't like people in your space, then you're more blind than I thought. That's just it though. Isn't that why we get along? He asked, daring a brief glance up at you. So what good is it if I tell you I want to get closer to you? It doesn't make sense to say those things when I know I would be shot down. Who cares if I was jealous about those morons? Who cares if you're the most beautiful girl I've ever met and the only one I want to spend time with? Slowly, you had been closing the gap between you two, and the tall boy confessed his feelings for you, but you didn't dare speak until he was finished. Continuing with a frustrated tone, he said, "It can't possibly matter that I want to kiss you just a minute ago, when I already know that you think of me as just another obnoxious jerk that you hate. You really are annoying, Kei," you remarked quietly as you grabbed the lapels of his suit jacket and pulled him down to your level. His eyes were wide and confused in that gorgeous brown. But you only spared a moment before crushing your lips onto his. With your left hand had slid up into his short blonde curls in case that he pulled away, but there was no danger of that. After the initial shock shuttled over him, Tsukishima's own hand slipped up gently, cupping your face, tangling into your hair. "If you're bald, I'm sorry." The kiss was full of pent-up desires and frustrations that the two of you had been feeling for the last several months, but his touch was soft, tender, almost timid. It was making you feel almost weak to your knees. As the kiss intensified, you parted your lips. You heard him suck in a deep breath of excitement through his nose before gently tasting you with his tongue. Tsukishima tasted sweet, like the red cherry punch that he was drinking earlier, and it only made your senses tingle more. Eagerly, you began placing kisses everywhere, his cheek, his chin, rather lingering ones against his neck that had made him actually gasp from the thrill. Pulling back slightly, you noticed a sly grin that you had because your lipstick was everywhere, including the white collar of his shirt. "What was that?" Tsukishima exclaimed with a whisper. "I don't understand what just happened, but I feel happy," he said, back of his hand shooting up in embarrassment over his enormous grin on his face. You shrugged. "I actually, don't hate you. I'm sorry if I made you think otherwise. I didn't know what to do about it, and it made me feel irritated." He scoffed. "I don't hate you too, first name. And you didn't make me think that you hated me. Not really. I was just nervous before. I don't think I've ever been nervous like that around anyone before." The two of you tried to think of something else to say while standing and grinning at each other like idiots. It was Suki who finally spoke first. "I hope this doesn't mean that we have to be all gross and sweet around each other all the time now." You let out a short laugh. "Of course not," you exclaimed as you used your thumb to try to wipe away some of the lipstick smears. "It's not like kissing you has turned you into some kind of Prince Charming from that obnoxious toad." Your eyebrow was raised, and you were now wearing that taunting smirk that Tsukishima loved so much. "You call that a kiss?" he teased. "I barely noticed." "Shut up, you were about to faint from excitement," you observed, playfully shoving into his shoulder. "Besides, it's not like you could have done any better." A mischievous smirk was enough to stop your heart. "I'll take that as a challenge," he cooed as he removed his glasses, folding them into his upper suit pocket. "Being cool doesn't suit you, Kei," you muttered half-heartedly as his long arm slinked around the back of your waist, dragging you in closer to him. His smirk only increased. "Now you're just trying to be obnoxious," he said before impatiently meeting your lips once more. Oh my god, stop it. I can't handle reading this. I've read this 4 times because I've had to reshoot this because my fucking microphone was glitching when I recorded this the first time, and it still gives me flustered. Okay, I need to stop fangirling over this. Anyways, that's all I have to read for that. I really enjoyed that. The next part is a Tanaka one because I already recorded that one. So that one's gonna be coming up next. Ooh, I just have to edit both of them. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys, as I said, in the next video. If you did enjoy, make sure you subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. I do post every day, and if I do happen to miss a day, which I don't usually do, but if I do, I'll post more than one video the next day just to make up for it. And also tap the like button because that is something for the YouTube algorithm. It boosts it so more people can see my content and more people can enjoy my videos. And also that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.